Hi and welcome to this woodshop tour. The shop is an underground basement shop. The drawback of the shop is that it's only got a 6'10" ceiling, but me being only 5'10", it's no problem. In the left of the shop you can see my homemade CNC machine. It's got a 3 horsepower handheld router that's mounted in it. 2 of the axes are servo driven and the Z-axis is stepper motor driven. To fasten the workpieces I mostly use vacuum. On these vacuum pods I fasten the material and the vacuum is provided by this compressor from an old refrigerator. The CNC is perfect for complex curves, multiple parts and stuff like that. But for single parts, not so complicated, it's a lot faster and easier just to print them out, cut it on the bandsaw. Every shop's got to have a computer, and don't get too much dust in it. It's great to conceal it. So I have this this drawer with the keyboard and the mouse in it, and it just locks in the upper position and closes. The bench is mostly fitted with drawers, but also got some cabinets, some custom made to fit the room, just for storage. Also made some shallow drawers for small parts bins, and some deeper ones, 2 levels on it, and possibility to slide the upper level for access for the lower level. This is a 12 drawer bench. Keeps my fasteners. They're sorted and labeled, marked after size, and keeps most of my fasteners in here. This drawer has my brads and staples and stuff also. Easy accessible. Some of these deep drawers also have 2 levels in them. On top of this relatively low bench is my wood lathe, an old belt disc sander, and my homemade thin strip belt sander. And in the corner is a cheap Chinese benchtop model drill press. This works very well, and it has a keyless chuck, and I fitted it with a homemade LED work light. Drill press table. It's got a crosshair laser that I never use, and it's got digital readout of the RPM, and the best part, it has a variable speed without having to change belt position on pulleys, and this works great. I also put on a cheap Chinese digital caliper that I just modified a little bit and bolted it to the drill press for as a depth gauge. Got a machine vise. Got to have some sound and heat pump because it gets cold in this basement. This is a horizontal mortising machine. I built, never used it. My sharpening equipment. Small storage, and some of my tool cabinets. They're all glass. I got a stack of glass from a local door factory for free, and they're tempered, so I had to build the cabinets the size of the glass. That's why they are so low, but they help keep my bench clean because I can't open it if it's too cluttered. Screwdrivers, glue, safety gear, small part bins, my drills and drivers, charging station inside the cabinet to keep it dust free. That was also one of the main reasons I wanted enclosed tool storage to keep it dust free, because if you run a CNC it's not dust free even with a dust collector. You know, no women allowed, it's a man cave. On the other side there are also shallow cabinets with mechanical tools, chisels, staplers, nailers, levels, drill bits, and a cabinet containing my Forstner bits, hinge bits, plug cutters, spade bits, and I got all the cabinets illuminated by LED lights and fluorescent tubes under the cabinets. This is also a very shallow cabinet, maybe 4 inches or so, with small part bins containing mostly mechanical screws and fasteners and stuff, and some junk. The kiddo also has his own workbench and toolbox. In this nook I got my bandsaw set up on casters. The floor is really uneven in this workshop, so not ideal for tools on casters, but it's movable in this part because I got tiles on the floor. This little corner is where my grinder is, and the grinder and sharpener is on drawer pulleys, so I can pull them out and swivel them to a great position for working. Same as with my homemade saw blade router bit sharpener. Got end stops for the saw blade sharpening. Just push it back when you're done. I also try to utilize most of my wall space to store things. And I got a sandpaper dispenser for different grits. And also storage of hand saws and in all available spaces. Going into the other part of the shop, you can see that floor is really uneven. It varies from 6'10" ceilings all the way down to 4 feet. You can see the incline, and it's not suited for movable tools. In this, what do you call it, crawl space, I think it's about 5 feet tall. No, maybe 4.5 feet. And I store a lot of my my wood here, and construction lumber and hardwoods and stuff, and it's accumulated a lot of junk too. So some salvage parts for future projects. Going downhill to the other part of the shop. This is where most of the dust is produced. It has a lot of drop-down boxes for the wastewater pipes and pipes for central heating and so on, but I'm not planning on growing any taller, so it'll work out for me. I got sound and compressed air available. This is my sheet good rack, and to store my MDF and plywood, and you can see I put a roller to easily get the sheets in and out all by myself. And over here you can see a stack of the Baltic birch plywood that I get for free at work, 9mm thick. I think it's 9-ply. Great quality, furniture quality, great for making jigs and stuff. You can see some of the drop ceilings for the piping, and some places it's really low, so you got to have some kind of head protection. As you can see, the floor is really uneven and not really made for tools and casters. And here you can see it's this is actually Mother Earth. It's the rock coming up through my basement floor, and I've drilled and chipped out a lot of it last summer to get some more space. You can see my oscillating spindle sander that I made last year, and a 6-inch joiner works good. My homemade router table with the flip-up router extension and some clutter in the back. The router table has drawers for my router bits, collets and stuff, and my homemade router lift, which is controlled by these buttons. Homemade hose reel for when I use my sander. All these cabinets are custom made. They're actually made to fit around the drop ceiling to maximize the space. As you can see here, it wraps around. This is my miter saw station. Got a cabinet underneath with a pull-out drawer with my lousy combo planer jointer. I rarely use it. My sliding compound miter saw, 7 1/4 inch. It's a little too small, but it works okay. It's great for cross-cutting thin sheet goods. More storage, salvage parts, pneumatic stuff, pistons and bearings, nuts and bolts, and some cut-off hardwoods. And also, yeah, this is my stop block function for the miter saw. I do not recommend putting the T-track in the bench like this. It gets all cluttered up with sawdust and stuff. And but if you blow it out, it works okay. A wall with some of my jigs, feather boards, coping sled, and my homemade table saw. Cut-off bin at the end of the table saw. This saw is made also from salvage parts. It's got a sliding table, good cross-cut capacity. The rip fence is a linear guide that I rebuilt, and it slides really easy and super accurate. I got a ruler with a magnifying glass, and it's easy to set the correct dimensions. Just a small peek inside. I'll probably make another video of this homemade table saw, because I got a few other functions that I want to add to it, and have to put some paint and stuff on it, so I'll probably make another video of this. Small dust collector to use with the saw. I'm planning on doing a larger cyclone or thin baffle in the adjacent room, but the plumbing is really hard because there's no headroom for 6-inch ducting and stuff, so well, that has to be maybe done during the winter. This is another 12-drawer bench with most of my power tools, jigsaw, sanders, routers, biscuit joiners and stuff, and some shallower drawers for sanding paper and all this kind of stuff. And this is my double disc sander that I made a couple of years ago. It's probably the most used tool in the shop. If I were to build it again, I would not have built a double one, because The right side is never used. This machine is used mainly for shaping wood, and you only need a coarse grit. So 2-grit disc system, it's not worth it. This is my homemade scroll saw. I don't do much scroll saw work, so it's collecting dust. These are some interesting clamps. I got these from Izzy Swan. He designed these. They are perfect for making drawers and boxes and stuff. They're corner clamps, and third hand, whatever you want to call it. Just wedge in the piece, self-aligning. It's great for nailing, gluing, and screwing parts together. So check out Izzy Swan's Think Woodworks channel. He's on YouTube, and I'm not sure. I think he also has a website. Made a holder for these clamps. Some spring clamps, small and large, quick grip clamps, F-style clamps, small, larger ones, and yeah, a rack of my homemade clamps, the bar pipe clamp in different lengths. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed my shop tour, and please like and subscribe.